You must have that sense of accomplishment and joy every time you look at what you've done.
Joy is good pizza and watching my favorite team win. When I come down here, I call this the Hall of Ghosts. So every day I'm reminded who I was. Whoa, we're in show business, you and I. We are in the moment. Okay. Whatever broadcast you did yesterday, whatever song was a hit for me 20, 30 years ago, that stuff, it's on the ash heap of history. I'm happy that I was involved with it. I'm proud that I was able to accomplish things. But it does remind you when you are still in the arena that you got to be good. In fact, you got to be better than good. You've got to be at least as good as everybody else and probably better. So, no, I don't. I forget sometimes. And this is 14 months ago. I bring people come to my house for the first time, and I forget this is where I work. And everything that's here, because there's another hallway that way that has stuff going that way as well. It doesn't register. You know, it's like if you live in Malibu and you look at the ocean every day, you wake up and the ocean's still there. This is what's wrong with human beings. They have to have change. They have to have different, let's get spicier food. What's over there? They're always looking for something new and different. So no, it doesn't register. If it did, as my wife says, if you were the kind of guy that let this stuff go to your head, they haven't made that hat size. So, it's like when last time we talked, I think it was the Best Times video had just gone viral. If I allow myself to actually internalize what people think about me, whether positive and negatively, in this case, it was an awful overwhelming positives. I swear to God, I don't know what really famous people. Now I'm on the totem pole of fame. I'm down here low.
You're up with those faces.
In your mind, but there's something wrong with you. Now, the people you talk to, by and large, you've talked to very, very famous people. And I think, what's it like to be them? I wouldn't want to be that person, really. I'll share their bank account, but that kind of fame is it's destructive. I remember writing a post on Billie Eilish. I'd never heard of her, and I see this thing on the news, on the Google thing, whatever it is, the Apple newsfeed, and it talks about this person selling out, as an article, selling out stadiums. Okay, worldwide. I look at that and I go, there's a person selling out stadiums. I don't know who they are. What's happened to you, DeYoung? So I start reading, and then I go and I look at her videos and I look at the numbers. I go, how did this happen? Well, it happened so quickly, so miraculously, and so overwhelmingly. And I looked at her. I immediately got it. I knew what it was. Okay, it's a reaction to all the pretty pop stars and to all the little girls out there, young girls. I mean, this is not demeaning, but all the adolescent girls that look at it and say, yes, that Billie she's mine. I own her. She's speaking to me. And I said, okay, I get it completely. So then I wrote this Facebook post about her when I talk about lots of stuff. And I said, I wish her the best. I hope she's going to be able to survive this kind of success, because human beings are not programmed to understand that kind of success. And for someone like me on a much smaller scale, I try not to think about the elevated opinions people have of me and what I've done, because then I would have to put as much stake in the people who think I'm a poo-poo face. Somewhere in between lies the truth about who I am. I made some people happy, and that was my goal. So other than that, I look around here and I go, okay, what's for breakfast today, jerk off? You gotta come up with something. That's me.
While we're talking about that, we'll get to the new stuff. That's what we're talking to you about. it was literally, I think 40 years ago, probably this week, you were at the top of the charts with the biggest success Styx ever had with Paradise Theater. When you look back at that period, which you don't do often, but you have to have pride in that. When you look back at that period now and the trajectory that put you on as an artist, that gave you the ability to do then whatever you probably wanted to do after that and explore other art. What do you look back at? What comes to mind?
Well, we never got bigger than that. And that's what tour and the platinum albums consecutively, which no one has ever done. But I must be honest with you, when you're in it and you're in the middle of it, it doesn't register. Because as I've said so many times, when people ask me, Dennis, what were you thinking of when you were writing all this music and creating all this stuff? I think I was just trying, I was just trying to kick Queen's ass. That's all, and beat Arrows. Because you're in the ring, Adam. You're going to just, I gotta fight to get where I am. And so that battle that you're in with everyone else that makes music, it doesn't register. It's only in retrospect when you can look back and say, wow, should have paid attention. Because I think I wished I would have kept a journal and write down my thoughts. Then I could know. But I'm the type of person who is going, okay, we did that. What's next? That's always what I'm thinking. And Paradise Theater was glorious in so many ways, because we pulled off a stage show that was different and unexpected. And the audience to this day, Styx fans, talk about that concert and the janitor who begins the show by sweeping the stage. Okay, nobody, it's like, okay, they remember the janitor. And when I came up with the idea, no band, looks like the backstage of an old theater, and a guy, a janitor, smoking a cigar. I'm proud of that because it stuck. It stuck with people. It wasn't just another concert. It was special.
All right. Speaking of special, let's get to what's now and what's next. A lot of artists do a volume 1, and you never see a volume 2. I don't know what happens, but a volume 2 never materializes. How wonderful to have a volume 2 of this and have such great songs and have this be a swan song in some ways on such a high note. This must be a great feeling to have this to look forward to. This is new and fresh.
I've waited my whole life to read reviews like I've gotten over this volume 1 and volume 2, even when Styx was doing that back there. By the way, I have to tell you, that's actually a green screening. It's a photo of Sting's living room. It's not my house. But to have that happen, you know what I mean? Nobody said, nobody was writing. They're mostly writing that, how does Styx become this popular when Bruce Springsteen is still playing clubs? Stuff like that. I went, what does that have to do with anything? But the fact that people wrote down that this is really quality music, that's like, yeah, we all want that. Nobody wants to, if 10,000 people are screaming for you year after year and buying your albums, and every day you wake up and write, well, why are these guys so popular? That's hard on you. Nobody likes that. So to see these kinds of reviews, I go, well, it's okay. I mean, better late than never. That's what I always say.
Yeah, but there's a reason for it, though. You sound great. These songs are really fresh. They harken back to some things, but there's such a freshness and a nowness to it. To talk about your approach to this and how it differs from what we hear in volume 1.
7 of the songs on volume 2 were already recorded, written, and for the most part mixed. And when the president of Frontiers Records, Serafino, said, I want volume 2, I want all the songs, I sat down and I figured, well, I got to write 4 more. And of course, then the pandemic happened and there was plenty of fodder, to write stuff about. And so 7 of the songs were recorded and pretty much mixed. And then I added 4 or 5, and then I figured out how I was going to arrange it all. And like I told you last time, it was a concept album, 2 volumes, and the concept was, please, Dennis, don't suck. That was the only concept. And so when I was doing volume 2, like what you just said, there's never a volume 2. I didn't want someone to write this. Volume 1 was pretty doggone good. We wish he would have left the building after that. Nobody wants to read that. So I worked real hard to make volume 2 better than 1. I got to be honest with you, I like it better. It just has a couple songs on there that mean so much to me personally. Whether that translates to an audience, I don't know. But I'm very happy that I was able to do it. And for all the people who have followed me and made me a very wealthy man over all these years, I say thanks to you kids. Thank you. And thanks Jim Peterick, who made me do these records.
This is also what you're saying is your final album. Talk about, 1, what that really means, and 2, to end on that message is, there could be worse messages to end on.
I do say, I think I've heard this before. We set a course for better days, and once again, we sailed away. Those are my last messages to the fans in that song. I think they know what it means. Come Sail Away was a song about yearning to be in a better place. Never anything more than that. Whether you want to be the captain of your own ship, or you're waiting for angels, gatherings of angels to lift you, or in the very end, you thought they were angels, but it was a starship. And once again, I didn't mean space aliens. Many people have thought that was my intention. A starship was my way of saying Styx hadn't made it yet completely, and I wanted to be on that starship that would take us into the universe to where I believed our destiny was. So many people thought, oh, Dennis DeYoung, UFOs, he likes aliens. No. So that was the message. And in this video and the song Misanthrope, off I go, and I leave you with that message. We're still yearning to be in a better place, and it's up to us to make it so.
What's next, Dennis? This won't be the end of Dennis DeYoung in your career, though. So what are you looking forward to in terms of touring, in terms of other projects? What can we expect after this?
God willing, and the creek don't break, No, I said that wrong. Oh, wait a minute. God willing, and the creek don't leak. That's the way I look at it. I'll be on the road next year, 2022. That's what I'm hoping for. Nobody knows nothing, Adam.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.